recording just a little bit.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the men.
All right, so a little bit of a throwback here. We went with 3 different designs of bags for the Jeep, and then we realized this is a WK1. We realized that there's no way you can drop the rear without doing some heavy duty stuff. So what we did here is we fabricated a plate. This is an Air Force One from Universal Air that's attached to the actual plate. You need to have maximum ability, maximum way to mount the bag as close as possible to the frame. So we have to actually notch the frame over here in order for the fitting to fit. We're going to use a nice elbow. This is a compression fitting over here, and that's going to be connected to the rest of the lines. For now, we're running 1/4" lines because it's for testing purposes. But what I'm trying to say is no matter what bag we used in the past, in the previous vlog, we could not get the rear dropped. It would always be like a huge gap. And these cars, or Jeeps in general, excuse me, don't really drop very much. It's just like a weird chassis. Even the WK2s, where they do have like bolt-in universal kits, they still sit pretty high in the back. I guess it is just what it is, you know what I mean? And then the front, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to get, obviously this is on a lift right now, so this is not a good measure. I'm gonna take a video of it when it's gonna be outside, slammed with a new modification, but the lower cup was completely grinded down, so it's flat. I fabricated 2 extra holes in here, and on the bottom over here, there's threads. So what's gonna happen is once I do the other side, once the other bag is attached with this sort of like a plate setup, which makes it very strong, then the bottom plate will mount up because I'll inflate it and I'll put it into those mounting holes, and then I'll be able to mount it from the bottom. So essentially the only support for the chassis is going to be the shock, which is what you want here, and then just the bag itself in between this and the lower mount. That will give you guys maximum drop when it comes to doing WK1. It's pretty difficult to bag the first gen SRT8s. The second gen, as I said, SRT8 is as simple as pie. There's like 3 or 4 or 5 different videos on how to do it. It's like super easy because the back suspension is basically a control arm, which has the lower cup. So it's very easy to just put in a cup bag and lower the rear. In the front, obviously, we have a custom strut that we've manufactured with a custom bag. As you guys can see over here, this is not a universal setup. We are not using a universal bag in the front. We're using a specialized bag for the WK1 chassis from Squeaky Clean Air, which is my business, obviously. And this is not a bag over that most of the kits out there are. This is a direct fit. But we are running into a little bit of a problem. It does go down low in the front, but we want to go even lower. So what we're going to do is, because we have the ability to get customized shock, we're going to get a shorter shock. So it will actually take the Jeep and I'll take it a lot lower in the front. But for now it's okay. For now the bigger challenge was obviously the rear, and I think we kind of figured it out because we got most of the overhead where we would have a lower cup and most of the overhead that we would have with the upper cup basically you know, taken care of. Obviously I retained the cups here in case we ever want to weld it back together. These are the factory cups which you can put back in place over there on the top if we need to. And this is a slightly modified lower cup where the spring would normally sit on. We trimmed it a little bit because I was checking with 5 River Customs Ash different sort of various bags to fit over this, and we trimmed it, but we were still not getting the drop that we needed. So this should do it a lot better, because essentially the only separation between the lower chassis or the lower beam with the axle and the top is the bag. So I think we should get pretty nice results. So this is just an update on the WK1 that we were bagging a while ago. It's been taking a little bit of time. Jay has been very patient, and I can't wait till we actually showcase this build fully once it's all fully done, which is probably going to be next year because he's still doing some crazy stereo setup, and we're going to be working on some hard lines for this as well to kind of take it out at some of the shows for 2022. I really praise Jay for sticking to his guns. He could have just sold this and picked up a WK2, but I think he really loves this truck. This is an SRT8 WK1 Grand Cherokee, and I think we took it on as a nice challenge in order to bag this beauty and be very unique, because anybody can bag a WK2, but not anybody can bag a WK1. So stay tuned for this, and hope you guys enjoy this.